TOC is an interactive, illuminated manuscript that is part animated fable, part written myth and history. With over a dozen animations, 24 written chapters, and numerous paintings and musical accompaniments. It is published on DVD. It installs and launches on personal computers like any other program. The first time you start TOC, you'll begin the story in deep time, deep space, then be taken to a parable about two brothers, Logos and Chronos, two versions of time who are wrestling for control and end up in a deadlock. Subsequent readings will give you the option to skip or replay this introduction by clicking the mouse. This is indicated by the double fast-forward arrows of the cursor. I've already read this portion, so let me skip to the point where you, the reader, get to vote for a winner. This navigation screen is actually an interactive table of contents that allows you to access other pages of this history. If you vote for Logos by dragging the pebble from the right margin into the water, a drawer slides open to reveal other parts of the story, some of which are read, some of which you watch. You unlock each one by clicking on the colored dots on the moving player piano roll, using the crosshairs to point, or by clicking on the title of one of the pieces you've already unlocked. Here again, I've already unlocked a few parts of the story, so let me pick one I've already visited by clicking on it. As indicated by the changing shape of the cursor, when the cursor is in the margin, I can scroll through the text. Or, once I've scrolled all the way to the end of the text, the cursor tells me that I can return to the navigation screen. This is indicated by the cursor changing to a back arrow. The cursor also indicates where to click to close the Logos drawer by changing into a square. A vote for Chronos opens the drawer that contains a continuously flowing animation about one woman's decision in the story. When I move the cursor over this animation, it changes into a magnifying glass, indicating that this animation can be enlarged by clicking on it. You can watch this animation all the way to its end, of course, but as the cursor back arrow indicates, clicking on the image will allow you to return to the navigation screen. Here, it's possible to slide the indexing tool to other parts of this chapter.
Of shutting off his current, but there remained an archaeology of flesh, a slackening of...
And, as with the Logos drawer, clicking on the Open Chronos drawer will close it. There are other chapters and other areas to visit in TOC. For example, clicking on the water stain on the player piano roll will take you deeper into the story, which is to say back into time. For as you progress through TOC, you move back in time until you return to its origins, its beginning. As with other portions of the story, the first time you visit a new time period, you will see an animated introduction. But on revisiting the same area, you can replay it or skip ahead. The double arrows of the cursor tells me I've already seen this animation, so I'm going to skip ahead by clicking on one of these introductions to get to the island where we met the two brothers at the start of the novel. As indicated by a simultaneous dawn, noon, and twilight lighting, 3 different peoples live on this island. Those who live in the present, those who are oriented to the future, and those who can only look to the past. Each moon links to a different portion of each tribe's mythology, which you reveal using your mouse. After the parable of every moon has been read, the final exit animation returns you to the deep time of the beginning. But you don't have to read the entire novel at one sitting. When you're done with a reading session, simply press the Q key on your keyboard to quit. The next time you start TOC, it will remember where you left off.